Every house is gone on that street, in that area. They're all gone.
But wait, what if the devastating wildfires that tore through Los Angeles weren't just a freak accident? Imagine this: while some celebrities cried over their multi-million-dollar mansions going up in flames, others may have had a hand in lighting the match. Shocking, right-breaking news.
News tonight: arson, with the fire death toll rising, looters roaming, politicians pointing the fingers.
Here's the thing: these wildfires didn't just burn homes, they torched lives, communities, and ecosystems. Yet whispers in the Hollywood Hills suggest that some high-level actors and executives might have seen those flames as more of a strategic inconvenience than a tragedy. Why? Well, when your bank account has more zeros than the average person can dream of, losing a house isn't the end. It's just a write-off, and for some it could have been a calculated sacrifice to hide something bigger or push an agenda.
A lot about A-list celebrities holed up at Chateau Marmont and beyond, ordering wine, champagne, expensive gourmet food.
The clues: they've been around insurance payouts, zoning coincidences, and real estate deals that smell like smoke long after the fire's out. And the motivation, that's where it gets juicier: from property flips to environmental distractions, and even hush-hush Hollywood rivalries. The stakes couldn't be higher.
At one point, there were 7 fires at one time, and I've been working the past 6 days nonstop, around the clock at KTLA, and this is the most devastating night.
So who are the puppeteers pulling the strings behind the scenes of this blazing drama? And what do they stand to gain from a city reduced to ashes? Stick around, because this story is about to get real hot. The Los Angeles wildfires, an inferno that devoured dreams, memories, and lives, have left the city in ashes. Flames rise through neighborhoods, turning everything in their path to smoke and rubble, with winds howling up to 70 miles per hour and bone-dry conditions fueling their rage. These fires didn't just strike. They obliterated over 180,000 people, were forced to flee, clutching what little they could as they watched their lives go up in flames, and the destruction didn't spare the glittering elite of Hollywood. Imagine the anguish of Billy Crystal, Jeff Bridges, Jana Aiko, and many others as their beloved homes crumbled under the wrath of fire. These weren't just houses. They were landmarks of success, filled with irreplaceable mementos, history, and heart. Yet even the rich and famous couldn't escape nature's fury, proving that no amount of money can shield anyone from devastation.
They just surround the fire, break it up into different divisions, so geographically we can orchestrate an effective attack.
But this wasn't just about property, it's about people. 24 lives have been tragically lost, with at least 16 more souls unaccounted for. Families left shattered, their futures uncertain. Thousands of structures were obliterated, while tens of thousands of Angelenos remained displaced, living in limbo, praying their homes survive the relentless blaze. The sheer scale of heartbreak is unbearable, made worse by the haunting uncertainty of what's still to come. However, the chaos didn't stop there. Award shows were postponed, the Oscars were delayed, and Hollywood landmarks like the Dolby Theater stood on the edge of disaster. Local TV production, which was paused in the early days of the fires, largely indoors, as air quality in many areas of Los Angeles remains at hazardous levels. There are often accommodations for cast or crew, for instance those impacted by the fires or not able to safely make it to the set of CBS Studios shows are under no obligation to do so while receiving the regular pay. People are being mindful that we need to take care of below-the-line workers who just came out of a pandemic and 2 strikes and are finally getting on their feet. One TV executive said, "We have to make sure not to derail that too much, while also making sure everyone feels safe and comfortable as America watches." Firefighters are battling around the clock, laying down fire retardant like shields and bracing for the return of Santa Ana winds, a brutal reminder that this nightmare is far from over.
Americans can't put this stuff aside to just care for our fellow Americans.
But as the flames rage on and America mourns its losses, unsettling whispers are beginning to surface. While the nation struggles to heal, authorities are peeling back the layers of destruction, and what they're uncovering hints at something much darker. Nefarious intentions may have been lurking behind the smoke and devastation, and as investigate deepen, the truth may be far more sinister than anyone could have imagined.
That these fires were deliberately set to protect him, apparently because his LA home, which was raided by the feds last year during the investigation, it hasn't been burned to the ground.
As the California wildfires continue to tear through communities, leaving devastation and their wake, a storm of conspiracy theories is igniting online debates, and while experts insist on blaming environmental factors and infrastructure failures, whispers of a darker truth are impossible to ignore. Could these raging flames be a calculated cover-up, and why is Sean Diddy Combs at the center of these wild accusations? Let's connect the dots. Diddy, a name synonymous with fame, fortune, and infamy, is being accused of having far more to hide than just a scandal or two. While countless homes have been reduced to ash, his lavish Los Angeles mansion reportedly stands untouched like an eerie island of luxury in a sea of destruction.
We're trying to make sense of what doesn't make sense. So, like, how could something like this happen? Oh, it must have been deliberate, right? We can't just
Rumors are swirling that the wildfires may have been deliberately set to burn evidence tied to the dark underbelly of his infamous party's events, clouded by over 100 allegations of misconduct, including R and Child A. And it doesn't stop there. You probably heard the whispers of a Diddy list allegedly naming high-profile celebrities who attended these defueled gatherings. Some claim the accusations go beyond misconduct, with unproven yet bone-chilling suggestions of secret tunnels linking Diddy's Homie Hills mansion to other notorious properties like the Playboy Mansion and Michael Jackson's former home. These tunnels, if they exist, could have been the setting for the kind of activities no one dares to imagine, while the internet buzzes with AI-generated videos and manipulated visuals during these wildfires. Some say the cover-up extends to the digital realm. To misinformation is muddying the waters, making it harder for you to distinguish truth from fiction. But ask yourself, why would someone go to such lengths to deny, distract, and deflect? No, there's no smoking G just yet, but the uncanny alignment of untouchable mansions, dark secrets, and conveniently destroyed evidence leaves a trail that's hard to ignore. Is it just a coincidence, or are you looking at the aftermath of a calculated move to bury the past? The flames might be out soon, but the questions, they're only just heating up. You might not expect, but Mel Gibson has again found himself at the center of this controversy surrounding the devastating Los Angeles wildfires as the blazes rage on, destroying thousands of homes and claiming dozens of lives. Gibson didn't hold back from airing his suspicions during a recent Fox News interview. The actor, whose $14.5 million mansion was among the properties reduced to ashes, he hinted at a darker explanation behind the infernos. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, that the wind conditions were right, and that there were people ready and willing and able to start fires. What could it be? You know what they want: the state of California empty. I don't know, Gibson remarked, referring to the inadequate water pressure that left many firefighters unable to combat the flames, while officials attribute the issue to overstretched water reserves due to multiple fires. Gibson speculated that it could be part of something far more sinister in his characteristic no-holds-bar style. Gibson questioned whether inists had been commissioned or were simply acting on their own volition, even going so far as to muse whether the fires were started with the intention of emptying the state, while authorities point to a combination of dry seasons, powerful Santa Ana winds, and the long-term effects of climate change. Gibson's comments have added fuel to the fire of conspiracy theories already swirling online. The actor's remarks come at a time when his own reputation continues to polarize public opinion. Once a dominant force in Hollywood, Gibson's career took a hit after a series of controversies, including anti-Semitic and airist remarks and allegations of anti-Semitic tropes in The Passion of the Christ. Though he apologized and defended his work, many in the industry separated themselves from him, effectively blacklisting him from major studio productions. Now, with his latest statements, Gibson is wading into murky waters once more, leaving many to wonder, is this a grieving man searching for answers after losing his home? Or is he using the tragedy as a platform to push divisive narratives as California grapples with the aftermath of the wildfires? Gibson's words have added yet another layer of intrigue to an already devastating crisis.
That it's nature or certain kind of factors that are out of our control.
It might be shocking that the main culprit behind the fires might be the governor himself. You see, as the catastrophic wildfires continue to wreak havoc across Los Angeles, California, Governor Gavin Newsom has outlined a bold vision for recovery, dubbing it Law 2. Zero, speaking during NBC Meet the Press interview, Noam painted a picture of resilience and rebuilding, likening it to his approach to a modern-day Marshall Plan, a historical initiative that saw the U.S. invest billions in rebuilding war-torn Europe after World War II.
That only reinforces the imperative of moving quickly, doing it in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics. This is an opportunity for him to shine, this country to shine, for California and this community to shine.
Against the backdrop of charred homes and smoldering neighborhoods, Noam stressed the importance of simultaneously addressing the immediate needs of the crisis and laying the groundwork for long-term recovery. We have to be thinking 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years ahead. At the same time, we're focusing on the immediacy, which is life, safety, and property.
We're already talking to city leaders, we're already talking to civic leaders, we're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits. We're talking to labor leaders. We're starting to organize how we can put together a collection of individuals.
Honestly, the blazes have not even been contained. Sue has yet to be cleared, and bodies and victims are yet to be rescued, but the governor is preaching about building law too. Zero, the insincerity and apathy of the situation speaks for itself. His grand plan involves collaboration with city officials, civic organizations, businesses, nonprofits, and labor groups to reimagine what Los Angeles could look like in the wake of this horrific disaster, the fires, which have already scorched over 40,300 acres of land and damaged more than 12,300 structures, represent a crisis of historic proportions according to ACU Weather. The total economic damage from the wildfires is estimated to fall between $52 and $57 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan analysts predict that uninsured losses could reach a staggering $20 billion. Despite these grim statistics, Newsom expressed confidence in California's ability to recover. He noted that his administration is already assembling a team to spearhead recovery efforts and bring stakeholders together to galvanize the community. This forward-thinking approach, he argued, would not only rebuild what has been lost, but also create a stronger, more resilient Los Angeles capable of hosting major international events like the World Cup, Super Bowl, and Olympics in the coming years. However, Noam also acknowledged the need to address the immediate challenges posed by the fires. He announced an investigation into the Pacific Palisades area fire hydrant, which ran dry and lost water pressure during critical firefighting operations. This failure hindered efforts to contain two of the largest blazes, the Palisades Fire and the Eaton Fire, which remained only 11% and 27% contained respectively. Surprisingly, Newsom's idealistic leadership has come under scrutiny, particularly from President-elect Donald Trump. In a recent post on Truth Social, Trump accused the governor of incompetence and directly blamed him for the severity of the wildfires. He said Governor Gavin Newsom refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snow melt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in a virtually apocalyptic way. He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt by giving it less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California. Now the ultimate price is being paid. I will demand that this incompetent governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California. He is the blame for this. On top of it all, no water for fire hydrants, not firefighting planes. A true disaster. The chaos in Los Angeles continues to escalate as 4 people have been arrested on charges accused of trying to ignite new fires, even as the Palisades and Eaton blazes wreak havoc across the county. These devastating wildfires have already claimed lives, with the death toll rising daily, and yet these individuals allegedly chose to add fuel to an already raging inferno, literally, in a series of arrests that shocked even the most battle-hardened law enforcement officials. The suspects were caught attempting to set fires in areas outside the active wildfire zones, according to an update from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner and the LAPD. The suspects acted in separate incidents, each more senseless than the last one. Suspect Jose Gerardo Escobar now faces 3 accounts after allegedly setting a fire in Isua, a community just east of the Eaton Fire's destructive path. Escobar's actions, if proven, could land him 9 years in prison. What makes it even more chilling, his alleged fire setting occurred just days ago, as if the smoke-filled skies and ongoing evacuations weren't horrifying enough. And then there's the suspect in North Hollywood who allegedly thought a barbecue lighter was the perfect tool for destruction. This individual was arrested Sunday night after community members reported flames that were quickly extinguished by local firefighters. The boldness of it all, setting fires in plain view of a neighborhood already on edge, is as baffling as it is reckless. Another arrest followed on Monday in Van Nuys when somebody allegedly lit brush on fire, only to be met by quick-acting firefighters and officers. The final suspect, caught in West LA, reportedly decided that lighting a trash can ablaze was a good idea. Surveillance footage captured their actions, helping officers make a swift arrest. At a press conference, Police Chief Jim McDonald urged residents to be vigilant. He said, "Whether from Ring cameras, home security systems, or any other recording devices, even seemingly small details can make a big difference in our ongoing investigations." The message was clear: in times like these, every set of eyes can help prevent further devastation. If that wasn't enough to leave the city reeling, a separate, truly jaw-dropping incident unfolded in Woodland Hills. A homeless man identified as a Mexican national in the U.S. illegally was tackled by bystanders after allegedly using what witnesses described as a flamethrower to start fires. Yes, a flamethrower. The audacity is mind-boggling, as if battling raging wildfires wasn't already stretching resources to their limit. Authorities are also fighting a wave of lawlessness in response. The LAPD and Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department have issued a strict curfew, called in the National Guard, and deployed 750 officers to patrol fire-ravaged areas. So far, 14 arrests have been made for looting and other crimes, and these aren't your average thieves. Some of the looters came armed with tools specifically designed to break into abandoned homes, ready to profit from the chaos. The stakes couldn't be higher, with more Santa Ana winds predicted to fan the flames and entire communities hanging in the balance. The city's resilience is being tested like never before, and while the arrests bring a modicum of justice, the larger question looms: how much more can Los Angeles endure? That's all for today. We hope you liked that video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this.